Okay, so we are moving on to the linear relation unit, and so there by because it's so big, it's gonna be basically chapter 5, 6, and 7. It's all about linear relations and equations and all of that. So um, you'll have to know how to create an equation given words. You'll have to be able to create a table given like a word problem, uh, how to graph it from a table, and then also from the equation. Right? So all those at the end, you should be able to do them interchangeably. So given a graph, create the table, given an equation, create the table, given the table, create the graph, and so forth. So all four types interchangeably. Okay, so just to give a quick overview of what that means, like let's say you have this rectangle 1, rectangle 2, rectangle 3, rectangle 4, with rectangle 4 having 5 squares. You can use in words. So rectangle 1 has a perimeter of 6, and then as the rectangle number increased by 1, the perimeter also increased by 2. So this is also how you describe a trend. So in words, this description is also referred to the trend. Okay? So okay. And then in a table, so you can see that I have the rectangle number starting from 1, 2, 3, 4. And then each time you can see when the rectangle number increased by 1, then perimeter increased by 2. Right? When this is all the same, we'll get more into this. This, do you know what this plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is called? Yep.
Like common difference.
Very close. Something different. Not common difference, but it's called first difference. Alright. First difference. And when you get into grade 10, you guys will get into second difference. And when the first difference is all the same, it means it's linear. It means it's linear when first difference is the same. When second difference is the same, we'll get more into that, but when second difference is the same, it means that it's quadratic. And in particularly, it will create a parabola. Okay. We can also represent the situation in a graph. So for example, like this, and you can see all the points line up to form what did the points line up to form? Yep, a straight line. How many lines? How many lines? How many lines on the graph? Just one, right? So if your graph can form one straight line, it also means it's linear. Right? And if you do like connect the dots in kindergarten, that is not linear. Okay. And then lastly, equation form. So the 2n plus 4, and then as the equation. What does the plus 4 mean?
Plus 4.
All right, so I'll take a look at here. All right.
It starts with 4.
It starts with 4, that's right. But doesn't here, if I do the perimeter, isn't this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Doesn't it start with 6?
You never define start.
Yeah, where is the start? When it's rectangle 0. So remember that initial value is always when it's 0, not when it's 1. So it's always when it's 0. So you have 1 square for rectangle 0. And you can see in a rectangle 0, your perimeter is 4. That's where this 4 comes from. Okay, we'll do more of these today. Okay, So as we said, we're gonna start off with writing equations to describe patterns. So in the last chapter, I actually just gave you this part, and you guys have to come up with the equation. Now this time I'm giving you a table, and you have to come up with the equation. So when it's 0 minutes, it's at a height of 10,000. After 1 minute, it's at a height of 909,700. So what is my first difference right here? What's my first difference? Negative 300. That's good. Okay, so be very careful. If it's 300, it means that your plane is ascending. But as you can see, we're descending in our problem, so we're going down. So negative 300, and you can see that between every row, it's the same. It's negative 300. You also have to make sure to check on the left side of the table to make sure that it is going in order. So in this case, it's just by 1. So it's just the negative 300 every minute. Write an expression for the height in terms of time since the plane starts its descent. So h equal, okay. Can somebody tell me the formula then? The equation? Edward? Good. Perfect. Okay, so I know you said t times negative 300. I just wrote it like this because we're more used to this format. And then don't forget, you are starting off in the air, not underground, so it's positive 10,000. Okay, write an equation to relate the height of the plane to the time since it begins its descent. I think I just wrote that. Oh, what's the difference between expression and equation?
Equality.
Okay, so yeah, so basically that's it. This is an expression. This is an equation. All right. So if you have an equal sign and there's something on the other side, then that's what makes it an equation. So here, A. So this is part A and part B together. Right. What is the height of the plane after 15 minutes then? Okay. So after 15 minutes, since T represents time, I'm going to replace that T with a 15. So negative 300 times 15 plus 10,000. Okay, so what's my answer? Half a mark off. Let's see. Take a look at this. Yes, meters. Okay, so look for the unit in the word problem or in the table. So 5,500 meter. Word problems always have units. Okay, how long after its descent does the plane land? Okay, so this is the uh, extra step of thinking. Okay, so this one, it was easy because I was given a number, 15. I know to plug it in here. But here, I don't see any number. What is the number? Yep, 0, because when the plane lands, aka when t equals 0, height, right? So aka it means when h equals 0. So 0 equals negative 300t plus 10,000. Okay, by now you should know how to solve this because it was on your last test. Move that negative 300t over. So 300t equals 10,000, and then divide it by 300. So 10,000 divided by 300, you get 33.3 repeatedly. What is my unit here? Minutes. Good, because t represents time. So when you use actual meaningful variables and not just x and y, it does help you remember the units as well. Okay? It will be, it's like a little hint. Good. Okay? I had lots of people write me T equals 33.3 meters. And then, of course, have a mark off. Okay? Example 2, writing an equation to represent an oral pattern. I call Kelly's cab. The cost of the ride shown on the poster is this. So for those who have been on a taxi before, once you get on the taxi, they charge you something. And then even if so in this case right here, looking at this poster, let's say you got in the taxi and then you were like, oh wait, I forgot something in the coffee shop. I need to get out. All right. Do you think they'll charge you still? All right. I got in a taxi. So without going any kilometer, I say, sorry, I need to get out. Are they going to charge you? Yeah. Okay. Taxi drivers are not friendly. Okay. And they're not your friend. So they're going to say, okay, but you still have to pay me the fixed cost. So even if you don't go any kilometer, just because you got on the taxi, you have to pay the 360. Okay? That's what a fixed cost is. So no matter what, you have to pay that up front. Write an equation write the expression for the fare in terms of the fixed cost and the kilometer, and then write the equation. So let's just go straight to the equation. So can somebody tell me an equation using meaningful variables? Casey? C equals 1.5 A plus 3.6. Perfect. Okay. So K for kilometer, C for the cost. Okay. And then so what would the fare be for 11-kilometer ride? So simply sub in 11 for K and you get 1.5 times 11 plus 3.6. Okay, I get, whoops, there. I get this. Okay, so what's my final answer? Yeah. $20.10. Good. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to be picky. Okay. Technically, when you write in terms of money, how many decimal places should you have? 2. Yes. So I've seen a lot of time people write 20.1. They know it's in money, so they just write like this. I won't take marks off, but your grade 10 teacher might be very picky and might take marks off. So it's a good habit to do 2 decimal places whenever it's money. Build that good habit, because I don't know who you'll get for grade 10. Okay, good. Okay, so slope-intercept form of word problems. So I bet you guys all heard of the format y equals mx plus b, right? All right. So what does m represent? What does m represent? Yep. Slope. Okay. What's another word for slope? Okay. What about in like word problem? It doesn't tell you the slope of this is this. Like what are the keywords? Okay. Yeah, you can think of first difference. Okay, monthly or per. Okay, there's what does slope mean anyway? Yeah, rate of change. That's right. Rate of change. Okay, in word problems, you're looking for the word per or each. Okay, and then sometimes it's the first difference. Okay, why is it only sometimes it's the first difference? First difference is from your Y column. All right, but if your x is not going up by ones, then it's not your first difference. Okay, so okay, and then what about b? What's b? What does b represent? Yep, the y-intercept. Okay, in word problems.
It's like starting.
Starting, good. Okay, starting value, initial value. Okay. Alright, so do all word problems follow this format? No. What type of problems will follow this format? What is this unit about? Yep, linear, right. So whenever it is a linear relation, then it will always follow this equation format, right? But only if it's linear. So later on in grade 10, when you do quadratics, it's not this formula anymore. It's not this form. You learn about the general equation of a quadratic equation then. Okay? And then that one will have like a and x and h and k and much more variables. Okay, so now that we know it should follow this format in grade 9, all of them should follow this. So let's try just the first two, and then I'll let you guys work. In order to join a dancing club, there's a $30 starting fee and a $4 monthly fee. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. Right? And try to use meaningful letters, not just X and Y. Let's see, who's avoiding my eye contact? Okay, so yeah, Edward, can you? Oh, sorry, not Ethan. Ethan, my bad. Ethan, can you give me number one?
So the initial is gonna be $30 as it's the startup fee.
Good. And the four.
The change is gonna be 4 as it's the monthly fee of the pay.
Yep. Okay, so this is the start. So can you give me a formula then? Sorry, not the formula, the equation. I'm trying to.
So it's gonna be 4m plus 30.
4m plus 30. Good, but I want an equation. So I need something on the left side or right side.
So cos is going to be 4m plus 30.
Good. Okay, excellent. Okay, what about this one? Online learning thing. $20 startup fee and then $5 monthly fee. Okay, thank you. Excellent. Okay, can you guys take 5 minutes? Try number 3 to 16 then. So try the rest of it. Number 3 to 16. Take 5 minutes. Okay, so number 3, Connor, what did you get? Awesome. Let's say Aiden, number 4.
78.
How did you get that?
You put the variable in the equation.
Put the variable in the equation? That doesn't look like a variable.
But 19, so 2 times 19.
So substitute in for the variable. Right? And then you get, what's your final answer? 78, half a mark off.
Dollars.
Dollars.
I wrote dollars here.
Okay, but you didn't tell me. All right, Tenzi, number 5.
C.
B. Yep. All right, because it's an increase per year. Increase of this per year. All right, what would the negative mean? Right, the population would decrease if it's negative. Okay. Number 6, Aaron.
Y equals 1.5 h plus 4.
Okay, what does y represent?
Y.
Cost. Okay, sure. And then here, let's say, Ryan, can you tell me what should go in the box?
7 and 13, 16.
Good. Okay. So in this case, what's your first difference? 3. Okay. But so Shrenik, is 3 my slope? Is 3 my slope then? No, because
Because we don't have it's not increasing.
it's not increasing by 1, it's increasing by 2. But when you do 3 divided by 2, what do you get? 1.5, which is the slope right here. All right, so your first difference, that's good. You have the 3, but because your x is going up by 2, it's your slope is the difference in y divided by the difference in x. So your slope is 1.5. Okay, be very careful with that. And EQAO actually likes to trick you guys with this. They might do like 1, 2, 3, and then suddenly jump to 6. Okay, so don't get tricked. Okay, number 8.
EQAO bother doing that. The EQAO is that's supposed to be judging like how much we learn.
Yeah, but
doing that if it's gonna trick us. Like this is a test.
yeah, they like to do that. That's their way to test to see if you guys actually understand. But hey, number 8, Joanna. Okay, 5x plus 100. Good. All right. Megan, 9.
C equals 2.5x plus 500.
2.5x plus 500. Good. 10. Noel. Sorry. Perfect. Okay, so in this case, it's just y equals 5x. There's no initial costs or no initial charge. We're just selling. So it's just actually simply y equals 5x. Your y-intercept in this case is 0. Okay. 11. Zoe? C equals 1,000. Just 1,000? Unit? Dollars. Right. Okay, so this one you're actually using this formula because you're estimating how much for wait. Yeah, okay. Your cost, what would the cost be? So that's why you're using this formula. And when you plug in the 200 in here plus the 500, you get this. What about number 12 then? Let's see. Uh, Felix? Also 1,000. Which formula did you use? Yeah. Alright, so for this one, you're using this formula because you're the selling, the total income. So if you can sell 200, 200 times 5, you get the 1,000. Okay. So number 13, this is the tricky question. Determine how effective the fundraising project will be. Is it a profit? Is it a loss? All right. Who thinks this is a good business selling calendars? Who thinks it's a bad idea to sell calendar? All right. Who still has a calendar at home? Oh, really? Calendar like the one that you put on your wall. Okay, so it's been a while since I found a calendar. I haven't used one. I always use the one on my phone. But yeah, so some supermarket, especially Chinese supermarket, in January, when you spend like at least $50, they give you those calendars. So, so mathematically, Okay, not logically, because logically we all know it's a bad business. Mathematically, how would you know if this is a good or bad one? Yep. That's not mathematical enough. I'm a math person. I need numbers.
1,000 minus 1,000 equals 0. Income minus your expenses.
Yeah, okay, so your profit is the income minus expense. More. I need a little bit more.
Like, so an effective fundraising project would be income that's greater than 0. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, but like more than 0, no, I need more specifically.
You can model the profit using the equation 5 minus 2.5x minus 500.
Okay, so if I model these two equations, okay, and I solve for x, what is x? 200, right? So that should be in my answer. The 200 is the factor. What does the 200 represent? The break-even point, right? So here, if what is this one raising for? If they can sell more than 200, then there will be a profit. A profit. All right. If it's 200, it's called my break-even point. All right, that's a very important word. You'll see that come up. All right, and then so then obviously if you sell less than 200, then it's going to be a loss, which we know it's probably going to be a loss. All right. Okay, last three. Who haven't I asked? Richard, do you have this one for me? Number 14. Okay, so remember number 13. We will be, this problem will come back later on in this chapter. All right. So Richard, number 14. 20,000 number 14. 14.
E equals 0.75 and plus 3.
Good. Okay. Number 15. Maxwell? Okay, yep. So the dollars. When you plug in 18 in M, what did you get?
$16.50.
$16.50. Okay. Okay. And then last one, 16. Okay, write the equation and then solve for after 5 minutes. Okay, so there's actually two parts to this question. Let's see, who haven't I called on? Oh, Felix, since you're stretching, you can help us answer this last one.
H equals negative 2,000 M plus 30,000, or
Yep,
H, I guess.
good.
It's 20,000 feet after 5 minutes.
Okay, and then when you sub in the after 5 minutes, the height equals 20,000 feet. Perfect. 1 second. Okay, so how many of you got all 16 correct? Okay, good job. Even though some of you wrote in invisible ink. Okay, so homework is just page 5 right here. These ones, You can see it's all word problems. That's because that's the purpose of today's lesson, turning word problem into an equation and then solving. If this is too easy for you, I am gonna put up this problem, this challenge problem, so you can try this one. Okay.